per their agreement, they have it scheduled that they're going to cut the median 6 times per year. So that may not actually end up being once a month even. It could end up stretching out to once every 6 weeks in some cases. When you get into the dry climate of July, August, maybe you can get away with that. When you're in the rainy season, of course this year we've had more rain than we typically get, so the growth has been a little abnormal, a little aggressive. We reached out to MDOT, and while it's difficult with our staffing levels to have our people, our employees, cut the median, we did request that we are able to work with their contractor at their rates and just supplement a couple of cuts. We were able to do it about 3 weeks ago. We cut it, and there's another cut that's scheduled this week. Our target was, we knew that the Telegraph cruise was coming. We wanted to have it cut prior to the cruise, and then we'll continue to evaluate it. But again, this is an MDOT contract. They are responsible for the median. This is not exclusive to Taylor. I've heard people say, well, how is it that Dearborn Heights is cut and Taylor isn't? Well, Dearborn Heights is probably on just a slightly different schedule, and I know in one case when somebody called, the very next day Taylor ended up getting their section from Van Born to Pennsylvania cut. So we do have the schedule that was provided by MDOT, and we will continue to monitor that and supplement as needed. Just a point of complete transparency, it's $1,900 every time we pay to have it cut. So it is expensive. We recognize the need for it, but we also have to be conscious of the cost. So,
Madam Chair, so if we request it to be cut, they're charging us $1,900?
Madam Chair, no. Yes and no. MDOT does not bill the City of Taylor directly. We had to work out an agreement with their contractor that allowed us. Basically, they extended the contractual rate through MDOT to the City of Taylor. So we don't deal with MDOT in any capacity. We deal directly with the contractor.
Madam Chair, is this something, seeing that Telegraph is a TIFA, that could be funded through that?
Madam Chair,
can we talk to them about it?
Certainly could, but again, my guess is the reluctancy is going to be that it's an MDOT responsibility. It's a U.S. highway. This is simply, the City of Taylor will simply be supplementing the cuts. But TIFA is very generous, very supportive, and I suspect if we needed to, they would probably likely support the concept.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, this Saturday, July 25th, I will be hosting a cemetery cleanup at Golden Ridge Cemetery, which is on McKinley, south of Goddard. And it's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bring a rake and some bug spray. And be prepared to break and help out. Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Mr.
I
John?
want to go back to not necessarily the Little League thing, but they'll request them to do a canister drive. I've been talking to a lot of people. There's been a lot of complaints. Panhandlers on Telegraph, panhandlers on the people that do it right request. Is there something that we can do with that to council? I know they struck down almost every panhandling ordinance around the country. Are we looking at anything, or can the police do anything?
Madam Chair, I can answer some of that. I have talked to Chief Sclavassi, and prior to Gus's arrival as the new corporation counsel, we worked through the former corp counsel as well as Dave Greco, who's the assistant corp counsel. And I mean, the short answer is that there are aggressive ordinances that have been implemented. You can't really stop it. The police department, they do make an extended effort to move them along. Unfortunately, a few years ago, there was a civil rights ruling that basically said you cannot prohibit them from standing out there. Things that can occur, I mean, if it says homeless veteran, and it's proven that they're not a veteran, obviously there's consequences to that type of activity. But in terms of just simply eliminating it, to the best of my knowledge, it's a violation of their civil rights, and we cannot simply eliminate it.
Well, and that was a good point. We got people that are going and standing and raising money for legitimate reasons, and got these people that are coming into the road. I mean, they come right up to my vehicle. I mean, that, number one, that's dangerous, you know, especially coming out from the dark. You know, these guys, you know, the groups that do it, they're in the daylight, they got vests on. But it just seems like it's, you know, it's dangerous.
Madam Chair, don't disagree with any of that. It's happening all over the area. It's not exclusive to the city of Taylor. As a matter of fact, I was going to 12 Oaks, and as I got off on 12 Mile, there was a group there, and I had some discussion. In Novi, it's a regular spot because of the availability, because of the long delayed lights. It provides easy accessibility. Again, I've read some of the aggressive ordinances against it, and you know, it helps. It won't fix the problem. You know, the other challenge we have is the police department is somewhat limited. You know, what we tell people all the time is if it's happening, call them on the non-emergency number. They'll do their best to move them along. But remember, we have 24 square miles, and they're very busy policing other things. So it's difficult. It's a juggling act. I wish there was a way to simply stop it, but in my limited legal background, it doesn't appear to be that there is.
One more thing, Madam Chair. This last weekend, we did a cleanup on Telegraph Road, and what's really disgusting is just as we got out there to start picking up trash, a car went by and threw a whole bag of trash out. And people just stop, throw it away. Every gas station, there's a garbage can, every McDonald's, every Burger King, or take it home. And I want to thank everybody that helped that day.
If I'm not wrong, I believe that all the solicitation requests that we get, we do not allow them to solicit on Telegraph or the Eureka, for that matter.
Not true. The MDA, the fire department, they do solicit at Telegraph and Eureka, all corners. And that is a specific request, and I believe that's the only request.
So it's pretty much just the secondary roads that gets approved, like
That's what
Gardner.
makes it more dangerous.
Yeah. Anything else from council? Mr. Buck?
Madam President, City Council, Your Honor, the Mayor. Since Armed Forces Day, I've had a few inquiries about the flag that we had hanging in front of the podium here. Military recognition. Years ago, you'd see a lot of these hanging in homes and windows and doors. Second World War, Korea. And then Vietnam, well, that wasn't too favorable, so I guess a lot of people didn't want to say they had anybody in the service. But we've had a lot of conflicts since then, and a lot of lives have been lost, and a lot of people have volunteered for this. It's called volunteer organization out of the military. It's not a draft. If you volunteer, you're doing your part way beyond the call. So when museum, the commission, took it upon yourself to look into these flags. The gold star is, the majority of you might know, is with the deceased. The blue star is with the one person from the family in the service. And you go all the way up to four stars on one flag. And you don't see that too often anymore with four from the same family going in, but they did have them. So what we're doing, I'll show you this flag in a second. We're taking advance orders. I don't want to go ahead and order a bunch of them, and we can't get rid of them. And the price is reasonable. The profit that comes from it goes to the scholarship, like we have every year for our junior ROTC. But we're taking advance orders, like I said, and that's for the people to come down to the museum, give us your name, address, and phone number with the money. And when we get the quantity that we need to order from the company, we'll order them all at once, and we'll get in touch with everybody, let them know. Now this is a flag for a service person in the service from the family. Okay? If there's a deceased service person killed in action, it would be a gold star. That would have to be something that we would go into. I could order them on the same order as this. There's no difference in price. The cost is $10. And like I said, you only take an advance orders. What's the money? Because this way here, we can't just go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to order it, and the guy or the girl or lady or family comes back and I'm sorry, but I don't want it now. So then we're stuck with it. But I'm very surprised that this type of thing has never been carried on since Korea. May have been carried on a little bit from Vietnam, but after what was going on and people and the hatred that come out of that, I think they really got a little bit disgusted and didn't want to become a victim of somebody. And so that's when they stopped doing that. I know one time, and that's probably giving age away, but these were free at one time. All right, I think if I remember correctly, you used to get them from the draft board or from the recruiting station. I'm going back a few years now. This is nothing earlier. I mean, nothing right up to date, back in the 40s and the 50s. So if anybody wants one, just come on down and give me your name and address, and then with the $10, and as soon as we get the quantity that we have to order, we'll ship it out, and then we'll call you when they come in and we can pick them up for you. Thank you.